Autism Live and her guests are meant solely as suggestion and should not be in any way construed as child-specific advice. Any choices you make in determining your child's treatment are completely at your own discretion.
Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism. Doreen Granpeesheh.
Dr. Granpeesheh.
Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh.
Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen. Welcome back. It's hour 44.
It is hour 44.
Did any of us really think that we could get here? Because I'm too numb to know. But I do want to acknowledge that Judy said, wow, I wish all this information was available back in the day. This is why Autism Alive is number one. Oh. Jill Craterhart, my dear friend Jill Craterhart, and her wonderful daughter, who I love so much. She said, what an amazing feat. Congratulations, Shannon, Doreen, Traven, and everyone involved. Thank you so much. We can't wait to do more interviews with Spencer, her daughter Spencer, who we talked about earlier this morning, and about how she has sung at the White House twice. What an amazing light. And Joanne says, hour 44, woohoo. So here's the deal. I'm not even going to look to see, where we are number-wise, but I'm going to trust that you guys have done the numbers and that you're going to continue to donate. And we are going to, do you want to?
We want to go past the 5,000
We
now,
do.
so please.
We do, because remember that it is for a good cause. So if you're at all enjoying this, if you got anything out of these 44 hours and you want to pay it forward, give $1, give $5.
Yeah, I'm
we get there
afraid
together.
to say, we hit 5,000 and then people will stop. So
No.
please keep going.
Yes, please keep going, because that's more iPads in more people's hands, and we want them to have that. We've got Stephen Shore that's available. Do we want to go to him first, or do you want to start buzzing first?
Well, we can bring Stephen on, and I can start getting ready.
All right. So Dr. Stephen Shore, he was scheduled to be in hour 4. He's an author, a speaker, a professor of special education at Adelphi University. Dr. Shore was diagnosed on the spectrum as a young child at a time in which it was recommended to his parents that he be institutionalized.
Wow.
Which is shocking, right? Thankfully, that was not the path they chose, and we have all benefited from his research, his writings, and his teachings, many teachings. His books include College for Students with Disabilities, Understanding Autism for Dummies, Living Along the Autism Spectrum, Beyond the Wall, and a very important one, Ask and Tell, Self-Advocacy and Disclosure for People on the Autism Spectrum. He is the person who is credited as saying, when you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism.
Correct.
We both love him.
Yeah,
I know you guys love him too. So let's welcome Dr. Stephen Shore back to the program.
All right, great to be here.
Hi,
Dr.
Stephen.
Shore.
How are you?
Good, good. How are you? 20 hours later, here we are.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, slightly more than that, because you were scheduled to be on hour 4, so it's actually 40 hours later, Dr. Shore.
40 hours. Okay.
But we're absolutely thrilled. I wanted to jump in and start with the obvious question about the new CDC numbers, the 1 in 36. And we'd love to hear your reaction to when the new numbers came out.
Well, my reaction is that if the numbers keep going up the way they have been, within the next generation, there's going to be more of us autistic people than not. So we're taking over.
That's awesome. I love
That's
the way.
the best way to look at it.
And I think what it means is that with this greater awareness of autism, brings to mind what I refer to as the 4 A's of autism. And that first A is awareness. And we've been at awareness for over a generation now, from when autism was thought to be a very rare psychiatric condition, 1 in 10,000, caused by poor parenting, particularly poor mothering. Then thankfully thankfully we now realize that to Bernard Rimland initially, who realized, well, maybe the only thing that mothers had to do with autism or causing autism might be the contribution of some genetic material, but certainly we know there's nothing we can do to cause it or to prevent it. Now that said, we're now edging up to about 3% of the population. And all of this awareness brings us to the next level, which is acceptance. That's the second stage. And we're hearing that when we hear people talk about Autism Acceptance Month. And acceptance is when we realize that once autistic, you're always autistic. It's a lifelong condition. And this is something that we need to work with as opposed to against. So an example I might have is, let's say in grade school we have a elementary school child who is not motivated to do math, not motivated to do mathematics. They're not very good at it. And we're at a loss as to how to get this child to meet their math goals. So typically what will happen is we'll take a look at, well, what is interesting to the child? It's called an interest inventory. And what we find is perhaps the most interesting thing to the child is using a computerized flight simulator. And that's what the child does when they go home. They'll spend hours on this simulator. And what I'm seeing more of is a transition away from, okay, now we understand what the flight simulator means to the child. It's a very powerful reinforcer. And in order to gain access to the flight simulator, you need to meet your goals in math. However, that's working against the characteristics of autism, one of them being highly specialized interests and skills. And what I'm seeing more educators doing now, which is very encouraging, is that they'll recognize this characteristic of autism and put together a plan to teach mathematics using a flight simulator.
Yeah.
And in that way, mathematics now becomes intrinsically reinforcing as opposed to extrinsically reinforcing. So, or I should say the flight simulator, we're using it directly in the learning of mathematics. Mathematics now becomes more interesting. And at some point, the child will learn that if they understand mathematics, they'll be able to use the flight simulator even better. So that's an example of accepting and working with the characteristics of autism. That the third A is what I call appreciation. And I look forward to when we evolve to Autism Appreciation Month, and that's where we see autistic people being valued for what we contribute to society. And we began to see this with large IT companies who recognize that some of us autistic people can engage in computerized geekery at levels that nobody else can. And we're seeing companies such as SAP, Microsoft, Apple, Google, and others actively seeking autistic individuals as their employees, making needed accommodations because they realize that the great contributions we can make, and it's actually a good business decision. It's not a charitable decision, but a business decision. And with the increasing recognition of autism, what that suggests is that we need to take advantage of, we need to make use of the skills that many of us autistic people can bring to the community. Now that said, in talking about autistic computerized geekery, my question always is, right after that, is what about everybody else? What about those of us who have skills in other areas, such as the arts, or in literacy, or perhaps in gymnastics, whatever it might be? Because, in fact, only a small minority of us are computer geeks. Big enough group for people to notice and for it sort of become a stereotype. But the large majority of everybody else are involved in other things. And included in everybody else is, or I should say, are those individuals who need more support. Because there are those of us who, with some education, some training, and likewise for related supervisors and business managers, we can pretty much get along on our own in an employment situation. But what about someone who perhaps needs support in terms of communication, managing their schedule, transportation, social interaction? And that brings to mind a fellow I know of in Florida who likes to do nothing more than fold laundry, folding it perfectly, making sure the creases are perfect. And he would love to help you do your laundry too. And he'd be the first one on a plane to go wherever you are to help you with your laundry, but you have to pay him to do it. That is his job. He spends hours every day in a hot laundromat, pulling clothes out of a dryer, folding them faster and better than anybody else. And this is an example of where, because this person is autistic, he outperforms his typical coworkers. And given the widely varying skill set that we see in autism, that even makes it more imperative to determine what those abilities are and to work with them. So in other words, transitioning to an abilities-based way of thinking about autism. What can the autistic person do? Certainly there's many challenges to being autistic. I've had and have plenty of them myself. And this greater awareness also helps with research into various strategies and supports and interventions so that we can access our strengths.
Very well said, Stephen. Very well said. I feel like some of the stuff that you were saying would even be wonderful if we could do it for the neurotypical population, and people, and just really focusing on the things that are rewarding in and of themselves. And because you look at, when we're adults, and those of us who are lucky enough to have found the careers that we love and enjoy, we just never stop. And you're absolutely right. I remember a young man who I worked with, and he loved matching things, right? His thing was pairing things, and that would reduce his anxiety. And when he got a job finding pairs of shoes that go together at Goodwill, he couldn't be happier that he could manage that so well, and it was one of the things that he loved and continued to do. You're so right about that.
Now, Dr. Shore, I don't know if you know that this is the final hour of our podcastathon, and we have promised that we were raising money for iPads to give away grants through Dr. Granpeesheh's charity, Autism Care Today. And we promised that if we raised a certain amount of money, that she would shave my head during this hour, which is going to take a few minutes. So I have to ask you either if you would like to stay as she begins to shave my head, and we'll continue to ask you questions, or if you need to go, because I know that you are a very busy man and that you have classes to teach. Which would you prefer in this moment?
Oh, well, let's multitask because there's so much to talk about.
Okay.
And,
Yay.
yeah, we'll
So,
go with the head shaving and the and continued discussion, just
Okay,
like in a
so-
barber shop. When
Exactly, and don't we all long
So
to
we're gonna get
see-
started
She's going to
here.
get started here. I'm going to ask you the next question that I wanted to ask you, which is, what do you think are the biggest challenges right now facing adults on the autism spectrum in this current climate? Because next I want to talk about what can we do, all of us, to change that, and how we can be the best possible allies that we can be to adults on the spectrum.
That's a very good question. First, I want to address something that Doreen said, which is very important, and that is when you commented, well, we should be doing this for neurotypicals as well, focusing on strengths, and that's absolutely right. And I've seen this both in education and in employment, in the work sphere. And that is whether it's a teacher or whether it's a supervisor, I often hear them describe how all the work they've done in learning how to set up a good environment, how to better communicate, how to better educate or work with their autistic either students or colleagues or workers, if they're a supervisor, it's made them better
Mm-hmm.
at teaching and supervising overall. So that was a very, very important thing, great validation of what I've been observing.
We'll give Dr. Granpeesheh a gold star for that one.
Yeah, we
She's
will
good.
give
We'll keep
Dr.
her around.
Granpeesheh a gold star. So anyways, on to your question, what is the biggest challenge facing autistic adults? There's many challenges facing autistic adults. And I think overall, in general, it involves what we're challenged with is meaningfully including autistic individuals and developing a sense of belonging for autistic individuals, be it in education, be it in employment. And this brings to mind, speaking of inclusion of autistic adults, some participatory research that I've been involved in. About 4 or 5 years ago, Teal Benavides and I proposed to the Patient Care Outcome Research Institute a study where we would involve autistic people directly in asking the question, what is the most challenging healthcare issue facing autistic individuals? So in doing so, and we were given this award, we assembled a core team that was half autistic, half non-autistic. And we did this just to show that autistic people could also be inclusive of non-autistic individuals. And then secondly, we assembled a community council of mostly autistic individuals, some other organizations such as Autism Speaks, the Boston Higashi School, and I think 1 or 2 others. And we let this community council drive the research. How are we going to answer this question? What is the most challenging healthcare issue facing autistic individuals? Well, 2 conferences, a number of surveys, and a bunch of focus groups later, after 2 years, we got our answer. And what is most on the minds of autistic individuals is access to mental health supports. And we only would have gotten this answer by asking autistic individuals because, as my colleague, my co-lead on this project, as we discussed, we could probably ask a number of doctors and other helping professionals and maybe get an answer such as obesity or something else. And so access to mental health care, that was a very pleasant surprise. We were even more surprised to find that that was validated by work that was done by Autistica in the United Kingdom. They asked the same question, did their research a little bit differently, but still put the autistic voice front and center. And they also came up with access to mental health as being the greatest challenge. And so the work continues where this community council, now you might say it's become a thing, and is now involved in a $9.1 million another PCORI grant, where we are comparing 2 brief interventions in suicide prevention. Because on the line of mental health, suicide is one of the leading causes of death in autistic people. So what can we do to prevent that? And we're the first year into this grant. 4 years later, we'll tell you how we did, and we look forward to the results. And we have another grant that will be starting up soon, where we'll be involved in comparing cognitive behavioral therapy with mindfulness therapy. That hasn't even started yet. So we look forward to looking at that. And again, it's meaningful participation, otherwise known as participatory research, of autistic individuals involved to the extent of our interest and abilities in research.
We are hanging on your every word, Dr. Shore, and I hope that everybody understands. We're not trying to be disrespectful to what you're saying. I think it's a fun visual of watching my head get shaved while you talk. But we're gonna.
It is a very
our-
curious
But
visual.
actually, I
Yeah.
was going to ask Stephen if we could ask you to join us on on an actual one of my shows or Autism Live shows, because your message is so important, and some of the things that you're saying right now, I really just want all of my viewers to hear, because this is a very unique perspective. People don't often talk about these things, and I feel like the end of our 44-hour promise that we made to people, and we're doing this because they were kind enough to make the donations that they did. I don't feel like they go together. I want to make sure that we give you the time to talk about these things without any kind of distraction, to be honest with you. So how do you feel about...
I'll be glad to come on your show at a
we
later
would
time.
love
let's
that.
do that.
We would truly love that. It would be such an honor to have you for a full hour so that we can really discuss some of these things in detail.
Yeah, that would be great. And given online communication and doing things like we're doing, we could transcend space and time. I travel a lot. Once the pandemic lifted, traveling rebounded. Must have been some pent-up demand.
Yeah.
And I've been traveling to a different country about twice a month. So
Wow.
2 countries a month.
I don't know how you do that.
I don't either. I just get in the plane and let the plane do all the work.
Well,
So
we appreciate
Azerbaijan
you.
is the next port of call next week.
Wow. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you being so game to be here and allowing us to start this. But I think we're going to let you get back to your thing so that because I think she really wants to dig into my hair here. But
Okay, so you do that.
we're
and
gonna
we
we're gonna
continue at another
really
time.
look forward to you being on to talk about all these things at length when we can really dig into that, because I agree with Dr. Granpeesheh. What you're saying is important. But thank you for being with us during this very important hour, Dr. Shore.
Oh, glad to do it.
Thank you so much,
Take care.
Stephen. Be well. Safe travels.
Take care. Good to see you both again, and thanks.
You too.
Thank you.
Much love.
Much love.
I just adore him.
He's
wonderful.
awesome.
I don't know what oh, my glasses are on the floor. It's okay. I'm going to step on them. Okay, so if you're here, she's doing it. I have no idea what she's been doing with the clips, but
the back looks hilarious.
okay. Well,
We're gonna do a little
Here we
straight
go.
line. Love it.
there we go. I look like Bozo
You know what's
the Clown.
interesting is when I go this far, you have actually dark hair under there.
I really do have a lot of dark hair.
Which is interesting.
It is.
Okay,
I'm still
yeah.
a little peppered, but
Can we keep you at this level and take some pictures, which I love?
yes, absolutely.
Can we use them for blackmail in the future?
Yes, you absolutely can. But I'm impervious to the blackmail. Can we get Sarah or Marina in and take some pictures? Because it's pretty hilarious. This is a good look right
This
here.
is what happens when you guys donate. You get this fun.
This is your reinforcer. Hey, by the way, I forgot to say that we are giving away Discovery Toy gift cards during this hour, 15 of them. So write in your comments right now. Every time you write in a comment, you'll be entered to win a gift card to Discovery Toys. It's a $25 gift certificate on their website. She's having too much fun doing this, you
I
guys.
just want to do it in a weird way.
Do it. You have fun. It's all going to go eventually, so do it in whatever way you want to.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
But if Sarah or Marina, they might be busy. I don't know if somebody else is available to come in and take pictures. But I was talking about Discovery Toys, make great toys. It'll be a $25 gift certificate for their USA website that you can go to. Oh, Taj is going to take some pictures for us. Thank you. And it's not good on Amazon, not good at other retailers, just on the Discovery Toys USA website, but that is an amazing website. So every time you write in a question or a comment during this hour, if you haven't already won during the podcastathon, you will be entered to win another
I'm going to leave this for a minute.
to win a gift card. And they make fantastic toys. Go to our toy.
She's a brave woman, right, Tasha? She's
It's
brave.
hilarious.
I'm now doing it with
I
my
wanna-
left hand. I'm
oh, it
swinging
feels
it out.
great. It feels very reinforcing. Oh, we've got ladies here taking pictures. Too much fun.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Yes. This
So-
is the best.
Be writing in your questions or comments. At the end, we're going to say who the winners are. I love this bucket that you've put over.
Yeah, it's so good, right?
that,
And look, you should see how much hair it's capturing. Look,
I can imagine.
Look at all
I
this.
know, that's the,
We can
what
make
was
a
the
wig.
Brillo bag.
we can make a wig.
I know. I grow lots of hair and I grow it really fast. What can I say?
such a brave woman.
I look like a weird version of Bozo.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Especially with this thing, it's perfect.
Have I ever told you that I was on the Bozo show as a child? Not once, but twice.
Yeah, something having to do with your dad's job, right?
Well, my dad was Mr. Music on Romper Room.
There you
and
go.
So we were able to get tickets to go be on the Bozo show.
That's
so
amazing.
Twice as a child. I thought it was I was 4, and I thought it was the most amazing thing with all the lights and the cameras
Of
and
course,
Bozo.
I could
And so
imagine.
look, here we've come full circle. All the lights, the cameras, and Bozo.
See,
Here,
and now I'm cleaning up and doing, you know. Ooh, this is so much fun.
and it's a good time for me. You're being very dainty about
I'm
it.
trying to be careful with your ear.
Well, don't. I don't really think that it's possible with those clippers to do anything that
Any
would
kind
cut
of
me.
severe damage, you'd
No, I
be
don't
surprised.
think you can. And I had curly hair the whole time growing up. I still have curly hair. And if you ever grew up with curly hair, you know, your mom would have to comb your hair.
Yeah.
And I think it was before they realized you really can't do that with,
Look at all
you
this
really need to
hair.
be brushing it. So my scalp is dead. I have no feelings, so go
That's
for it.
incredible.
Yeah, because my mother, we would have the tears and the hysteria every morning as she tried to comb my hair.
Oh, yeah.
'cause
I
it
do
was too
remember
much.
that.
Do you have,
I had that too because, well, I do have wavy hair.
Yeah.
But I went to a boarding school and you had to tie your hair back.
Oh,
And so before that, there was like a whole year, I remember, of my mom trying to put my hair in a very tight ponytail just so I'd get used to the sensation.
and was this in England?
England, when I was 4,
4 at boarding
I
school.
had to learn how to put my hair back in a ponytail.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
was
a
a
very
different
capable
era.
4-year-old.
Yeah, especially since I didn't speak English yet.
So you had to learn
I
to
did,
speak English
I
at
did.
the boarding school?
Yep.
The facts we are finding out
Oh,
here.
yeah, it was interesting for sure.
Amazing. I think I had only met you maybe once or twice when you invited me to come and cover, because I used to do the Everyday Autism Miracles radio show, and you invited me to come and cover the 20th anniversary after,
Oh my gosh.
after you had founded CARD, and so I came to that, and I was seated at a table with a bunch of your schoolmates.
Oh,
And-
from UCLA.
And they were telling stories about,
yeah.
if you're going to shave my head, I get to tell stories about you.
Yes.
But the thing that was fascinating to me is that they said that, you know, you guys were young, healthy people who, you know, at a time when there was a lot of fun things happening in clubs and a lot of fun bands. And so they would always say, come on, go out. And you would say, no, I've got a test tomorrow. And they would say, no, come out with us. So you'd all go out and you'd be out on the dance floor dancing away, and they would turn around and they'd say, where did Doreen go? And they would find you underneath the table
Studying.
studying with the book, studying for the test.
Yes.
And they said, you know, it was hilarious to them at the time, but they said, look at her now. Look at who she's gone on to be. Look at how many people she's helped around the world. And that they were very respectful of the fact that you
Yeah, they
would
were
dance
kind.
and then get back under the table with your book.
Because we were all friends from undergraduate years, and then I was now in grad school, and they didn't care anymore. They didn't have to study. I did.
That
So,
is
but
funny.
yeah, all of my friends, and actually we're in contact, and I just wish them all a happy Passover, because Passover was yesterday.
Okay, is there anybody who doesn't think that my hair looks better like this?
You always look gorgeous, but I do love it when you have, and you know, I'm not gonna like shave down, should I?
I mean, you can. We have the razors and we have the shaving cream.
I'm like nervous about hurting you.
Well, as I said,
This is
I don't have any
pretty
feelings.
amazing.
It is very amazing. It already feels much cooler, everybody.
Well, we have time. I might go for it.
And you can. I think you should make little shaving cream designs on my head now.
Oh my gosh.
It's a very freeing thing here.
Is it?
It is. It's a very freeing thing. If you've never shaved your heads, I will say that, we did this once before, almost 10 years ago to the day.
Yeah.
And we did a whole campaign for April that was called Campation. I can't even speak. I have no ability to speak left anymore. 44 hours. Compassion. That's the word I'm looking for. Compassion in action.
Yeah.
And our supposition was we're asking for people to provide compassion to the autism community, but then that means that we have to provide compassion to other people. And a few months before, what had happened was my mom, who was a wonderful person and my inspiration for a lot of things, she passed away. And I was kind of bummed about that. It was December, so it was, supposed to be, the holidays. And about 5 days, I love it. Now I think you need, yes, a matching one. I need horns. About 5 days after my mother passed away, the new town, look at that. The new,
Sorry.
hysterical.
I love you, Shannon.
But
you
go
know
for
this
it.
is all
I
out of
love you.
love.
Yeah, no, I go for
Oh
it.
yeah, we need
Yes,
another
more
picture
pictures,
of
yes.
this face.
But there was this horrible tragedy that happened. Newtown happened, and I something for that. There we go. It was very much in my
Thank you.
soul during that week. I was like, please, what can I get a gift basket for
gosh.
somebody? What can I do to help somebody? And
All
it was
right.
brought to my attention that there was a dad who had brain cancer, that he was asking people in his church, he was having to shave his head, and he was asking for people to shave their heads. A bunch of men in his church said they would shave their heads, but not a single woman said that she would shave her head. And I said, that's what I want to do. And so I did ultimately. It took some while for us to arrange it, but I did ultimately shave my head to support that dad. And, we had a good time with it then, but can I tell you that the most amazing thing happened afterwards? Because I didn't know this man. But after we were done and we went off the air, he called me.
Aw.
And we had, I think, one of the most important conversations that I've ever had in my life with somebody that wasn't a coworker or my family. And he said, thank you. I feel seen. I'm going through this really devastating thing, and the fact that you would do this for me, I see you're like, where do I
I'm
wipe
like,
it
I
off?
need a paper towel or a tissue. I'll figure it out.
Okay. But anyway, it was a wonderful thing, a freeing thing for me to say, I'm going to take something that's been hard,
Yeah.
and I'm going to turn it around and do something for somebody else.
Absolutely.
I tell you guys this story because you have that option right now too. The whole reason why we're doing this today is to raise funds for iPads. So because there are people who need functional communication, and they need it in the form of iPads. They've already applied for the grants. There are people that we've identified that have said, we need an iPad for a loved one who's on the spectrum for them to be able to communicate, and we want to be able to fulfill as many of those grants as we can. You can toss it if you want.
Thank you so much.
And that's,
Very
in
helpful.
fact, why we're doing this very fun and hilarious and funny thing.
That's right.
I am, now, Autism Journey with Elijah said if I shaved my head, she would too. I'm not going to hold you to that. You don't have to. But if you want to, you can. People are screaming online. Denise LaForest Ryan is there. Trisha Allen says, I look like Bob now. Bob was here with Trisha this morning, and we said I'm going to be...
Do you see what she has me doing? This is my
Oh,
life.
it's such a hardship for you. You're loving it. They're giving me tips now. Sandalwood paste helps close pores and works like antiseptic, but it will make you feel cold, so watch out. Okay. Parker says, bald, 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 my eyes, my eyes.
That's hilarious.
Parker, I think at one point we talked about the fact that you might like to do stand-up comedy. I would like to spend some time with you, maybe working up 5 minutes for you to do for stand-up comedy, because I think you are hilarious, sir. I think that would be really fun. And Judy says, come on, Doreen, wipe it on the black dress. It's actually an apron. When we decided that we were going to do this, she ordered this bucket
I went all
thing.
out.
and she ordered that apron for her. Denise says, I love this is happening again. It's too much fun. Alicia has made the scream face, the Van Monk scream face.
Great.
Judy says we should have carved the numbers 44 and Autism Live in there.
That's a great idea.
That would
yeah.
have taken a lot of planning. I don't know that we could.
And expertise, which I don't have.
And it's Srinikath who says, you look cool, Shannon, and back in India we apply sandalwood paste when we shave our heads. Nava says, Eddie and I are watching. Eddie, how are you, my friend? I miss you. I haven't seen you in a long time. I got to make you some ziti sometime soon. I have a gluten-free, dairy-free ziti recipe that's vegan.
Ooh.
And it's really good.
That
And
sounds
Eddie will tell you
amazing.
it's one of his favorite things. So I like to make ziti for Eddie. We should do that recipe sometime here on the show. Or Nava, sometime because you have that big, beautiful kitchen over at the center, we'd love to come over and make a video in your kitchen of how to make the ziti. Because I got to tell you guys, if you're having a party, I make a big, big tray of this ziti, and people will come and they'll eat it and they'll say, oh, I'm being so bad, I'm trying to not do gluten. And we say, oh, no, it's gluten-free. And they go, oh, but it's got all this cheese in it, and I'm supposed to be dairy-free or I'm lactose intolerant. We go, no, it's vegan cheese. And they lose their minds because it actually tastes pretty good.
How are you feeling, Shannon?
It feels good. It feels good. Liliana says that I look beautiful. Thank you. And Alicia said that as well. They're saying kudos for up to 44 and the 5,000. And so many comments now. That's good because people want to win one of those gift certificates from Discovery Toys. Eric says, I've been here since hour 4. I have high-functioning autism, ADD, ADHD, SPD, sensory processing disorder, depression, OCD, anxiety, and stress.
Oh,
I'm
my
36 and in Culver City, California, SoCal. I've been active. And you have been here, Eric. I have seen you. And so in addition to all those things, you now have sleep deprivation because you have been here for 44 hours.
God bless you for being with us.
God bless you for being here. I hope that when this is over, you are also going to get rest. Also, I love Parker says my eyes are burning. Judy says, look at Dr. Doreen, she's loving it.
I'm just going at
that you're
this now.
thinking
I'm
about
like,
all
this
the
is my next
iPads.
profession, let me tell you.
There we go. Liliana says, we need the link to donate, please, loving it.
Oh,
If there's
thank
any way,
you.
Traven, you can put it up on the screen. It is givebutter.com/iPad challenge. And hopefully Traven's going to be able to put that up there. May says, so happy you raised the funds. Tom Island says, thank you very much for having me and Rosetta Walker, Queen of Inspiration, on today. What a great... Matt Asner said, does it feel drafty? Yes, especially with the shaving cream, there is a very cool...
Matt and Nava, next time you're doing this. I'm so anxious right now. I just don't want to hurt you.
Jerry says, crazy ending. I love this. I love this so much. Denise says, I missed it. Did you get the $5,000? I'm not sure, Denise. I think you better donate. I'm not sure that we got it, so it's up to you.
We're not telling anyone yet,
Yeah, we're not telling
Denise.
anybody. Vidya says, a great initiative or a great cause. Thanks for doing the podcastathon. Rosetta Walker, who is the Queen of Inspiration, which what a great moniker, right? I want to come up with something. I want to be the queen of something and not have it be the queen of bald heads. Vidya says, no. So Rosetta said, Shannon Penrod, thank you for all you do. Congratulations. Keep up the good work. Love you. Awesomeness. My husband said, you look like me with all the hair on the sides. The teaching lady says she's having a lot of fun shaving her head. Well, what else would you do? Okay. I have to cough.
Don't worry, I won't suddenly cut you. I'm being very, very cautious here.
Okay. Yaima says, yeah. You did it. Awesome work. Thank you so much for this amazing 44 hours. It was amazing, right? I'd love it if you guys start writing in, and I have all those videos, Judy. Believe me, we're going to trot some videos out in the next coming days. Hi, the teaching lady. So thrilled that you're here. And Parker, did you do a SpongeBob? I missed some of the comments that you guys wrote in. Mike said about Stephen Shore that he needs to come back. Wasn't he inspirational?
Yeah.
Really wonderful, and we will have him back. I'm so glad he
Great
was here for this.
speaker.
Well, he cuts right to the heart of it, right? And
Yeah,
you're hearing
absolutely.
it right from, the source, and so that's amazing. Absolutely love that. Looking here for, I love Parker, I love your bald, my eyes. Mike Hipple says, in fourth grade, I had a hot girlfriend from the United Kingdom, and she was so beautiful. Never knew that you were living in the United Kingdom as a kid, Dr. Granpeesheh. So how wonderful.
Yeah. That's where I learned English and grew up. Loved England.
The teaching lady says, I wonder if my little guy would find that gray thing comforting when I shave his head. This thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not falling on my neck, you guys.
Yeah.
So,
It's a pretty cool thing.
It does now feel like you are scraping, is like dead skin coming off?
No, I'm trying
okay.
to get all the hair, but I
Okay.
will stop soon.
Okay.
Am I
Parker's,
making you nervous?
no, not at all, but it does, it feels like, I'm trying to describe what it feels like. It feels, I don't know, like when you get your skin scraped.
Yeah.
What do they call that?
I don't know.
A
I've never-
chemical peel.
Never had my skin,
And-
actually.
And Denise says, I did donate, good. Parker says, I'm the queen of being Jem's mom. But Parker, if you ask Jem would not say that. Eric says, I've had sleep since the live. I had bad insomnia and I stay up late. I'm so glad you were with us though, Parker. Eric, it was so great to have you there. Parker says, yes, my eyes thing is from the first SpongeBob movie. Oh, my eyes, I get it. I'm telling you, you got to go into stand-up, Parker. Autism Journey with Elijah says, the lineup for the 44 hours was incredible. I just loved it. Okay, the teaching lady says it's exfoliating. That's what it feels like.
Oh, right.
And I dropped all my questions on the floor. So here we are, you guys, and we're in the last 8 or so minutes of this. I'd like to pause for a second here because I want to say that the woman who is dutifully wiping my head down is going to have a birthday in just a couple of days.
I am. A big birthday.
A big birthday. And we were trying to put together a small video. There are a couple of people that would have loved to have been here. Some people who you've
that's
been
so
very
kind.
important in their lives.
Now
So
you're going to
we're-
make me emotional
we're gonna-
after I've
yes.
been having so much fun.
That feels so good. It's cold and good. It's like, put me to bed now. Change my diaper and put me to bed. But let's take a look. There are some birthday messages for Dr. Granpeesheh that she's going to need to watch.
Thank
Take
you.
a look.
That's amazing.
Happy birthday, Doreen. I just want to say thank you so much for all the work you've done over the past years, and I just want to remind you that you have touched a bunch of lives, and I don't think you're told that much. I don't think you're aware of how many lives you have personally affected and changed for the better. And I want to thank you for that. So, thank you so much, and have a very happy birthday.
Hi Doreen, I want to wish you a happy birthday. I've just got home from work. I'm enjoying a nice whiskey, a nice scotch here, and Ilana and I hold you in such high regard. Many people forget in their lives when somebody's been nice to them. As the years go by, they forget how nice a person was, and we will never forget how nice you've been to us our entire lives. Through our hardest times, you were there for us. We'll never forget you. Anything we can do for you, nothing's too much. We want to wish you a really happy birthday. Cheers.
Happy birthday, Doreen. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Doreen. Happy birthday to you. Hello, Doreen. I hear it's your birthday today. Just wanted to wish you a happy birthday because it's been a long time coming, and I'm so grateful that I was able to get to know you, and thank you for all the services and support that I've been able to have, because it's changed me in ways that I can't describe. But when I was little, I used to view cars like this, and it was, it was my imagination working when I was young. But nowadays, it's changed tremendously because I have a love for wanting to become an architect and doing a lot of other crazy things I never would imagine I would be able to do at this age back when I was 3 years old. So I just want to say thank you so much because you have helped me along the way. And it's been a long time, so thank you for enduring it too because it's been years. But I just wanted to say thank you and I wish you a happy birthday.
Dear Doreen, to us, you've been an angel. You've been God sent. I came to you, and the first time we spoke, I remember clearly I was hopeless. I was made feel hopeless. But the minute when I started talking to you, you gave me hope. You told me something could be done about our son. And at this point, 20 years later, I cannot even picture what would have happened if you wouldn't have been there. Thank you so, so much, and happy birthday.
Hi, happy birthday, Doreen. How are you? I'm Rebecca, and this is Ethan. And I want to thank you so much. Ethan was seen by you when he was 2 years old, and you said he would recover by the age of 6. And here's Ethan today. And Ethan.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm very grateful for everything.
It's amazing. And honestly, whenever I think of that process, I think of you and your words, and I want to wish you the happiest birthday ever, and we're forever grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Hi, Doreen. Briar Rose and I just wanted to wish you a very happy birthday and are sending you lots of love. Congratulations on the milestone, and we hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.
And of course, there were so many. Of you, and for you to have a sense of how many lives you had changed.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, we're echoing in here. Thank you, Traven. Oh my gosh, that was so emotional. That's amazing. I don't even know how you found my kids all over the world. What is that?
So, happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Happy
Wow.
birthday to you.
This is so nice. Thank you, everyone.
Dear Doreen.
I'll make a wish for autism.
Birthday to you and many more, please.
Yay! Thank you, guys. Thank you. You know, I gotta say, like, first of all, thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Shannon, it's amazing. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, this is, so what a wonderful, wonderful thing you did for me today. Thank you so much, because my birthday, as you know, is on Monday, and I will say it's my 60th, so it's a big birthday.
Nobody believes
And I'm not actually getting to celebrate it because I'm having a back surgery procedure that morning, but this was so meaningful for me, not just because we got to celebrate my birthday with you, but finding my kids out there in the world. Oh my God.
That like time constraints didn't allow them. There were so many more who were like, yes, I want to make a video, so there might be videos down the road. But for someone like you who has devoted your life, I'm going to get so emotional.
I know, me too.
That you've devoted your life to help so many of us.
It's such a...
And the kids and the teens.
Traven, did you say something to us?
Oh my goodness, is my mic has gone somewhere. Oh dear, I'm speaking and you guys can't hear me. I was saying that for you to have devoted so much of your life, really, your life.
Yeah, my life, honestly.
To us, the parents, and to our kids, to help them to lead their best lives. And you have changed certainly my life, my son's life, but so many other people's lives.
Thank you.
The outpouring of people who wanted us to make sure that we wished you a happy birthday. I hope that you guys, yes, they are all wishing you a very happy birthday.
Thank you.
None of us believe that it's 60. Come on now.
60. But I have to say, like, honestly, it's such a pleasure for me, and I would, if I had to live my life all over again, I wouldn't change a single thing. I'm so blessed to have been, have just been welcomed into this community and to have been treated as one with parents. You know, parents are so kind to me in the sense that they trust me, they teach me, the kids teach me so much. You put up some of my favorite kids who are adults who have taught me so much about autism. This is kind of like why I was in love with Kobe the other day. I was like, we learned so much just listening. But just to see their beautiful faces all over the world doing amazing things, and just to remember, it's just like I'm filled with joy and goosebumps and all of this, and just to remember them when they were little, and the anguish and the fears that the parents would come with. And I'm just so grateful to God and the universe for allowing me to kind of be in this position. It's such a blessing.
Well, one of the
Thank
things
you.
that my kid said, and I don't know if he kept it in, because he actually edited the videos together for me, but in one of the takes that he did, I don't know if it was the one that he kept in, one of the things he said was, I hope you feel it, the difference that you have made.
Yeah.
How much it means to so many of you. And I thought, oh, that's exactly how I feel. I hope you feel it.
Thank you.
Because
Thank
we
you.
feel it.
Thank you,
And we
Shannon.
want you to feel it, that,
Thank you.
your life has mattered to so many of us.
Thank you so much.
And it continues to. So
I will do everything I can to continue to just support and give help and do whatever I can for this community. It's the community that I admire so much. And I've learned so much from the strength of the families that I've met and from the strength of the kids. I enjoyed how today Stephen was saying, and I think so many of our kids say that too. Yeah. Nick said that to me as well. But Stephen said something like, there are plenty of challenges.
Yeah.
And I always think that challenges in life are the things that teach us and get us stronger. And I can only just imagining our kids and what they go through life and the incredible people they become. This is the most amazing part of it,
Yeah.
And I'm the first to say, yes, we need to accept. But I just like when I look at these children and like what they have overcome and how they've learned to shine in this world.
Yes.
It just blows me away. It's incredible. Thank you so much. Honestly,
you
it
so
was
much.
so meaningful.
So look at this. We have done the 44 hours. We've actually crested into the 45th. We're not going to stay on for 45 hours because
You need some sleep.
Oh my gosh, do I need some sleep? I actually, because of that thing that you bought, because I thought, I'm sensory with the little hairs. It'll drive me crazy, but I don't think you left me a little hair.
No, it's good.
It's very interesting. Thank you so much for the clean shave.
Thank you very much for
appreciate
letting
it. It was very enjoyable, I think, for both of us.
It was
weirdly.
lovely.
There we go. So I want to take a second to thank all of you who tuned in. Oh, we have to get the winners. Oh my goodness.
And I just want to quickly thank Traven, of course, and Casey, who was back up and overnight.
Yes.
As well as Sarah, who put in a lot of hours, Marina, who was overnight, Nika, who came here several times and was very, very helpful, all of our team of people, and Tasha even, who came to support Traven.
Yes.
And we're all just in it together, and it's been so much fun, and all the folks who came and hosted. We're very grateful for you for taking over some of the time. It was beautiful to see Martin in there as well.
Yes.
And like they, of course, did the overnight. And it's been such a warm, wonderful experience.
So we have 15 winners of the Discovery Toys. I'm going to read those off. You still need to email me, Shannon at Autism-Live, to get your $25 gift certificate. So in this hour, we have June Brady, Rosetta Walker, Tresha Allen, Nancy Allspot Jackson, Vidya Banerjee, Rhoda Gardner Dezzoni, I'm sorry for slaughtering your names, Jerry Salerno, The Teaching Lady, Bob DeMarco, Liliana Jimenez de Gesso, Denise LaForce Rhine, Faith Weber, Tom Island, Edmund Haynes, and Jill Crater Hart. You've all won $25 gift cards to Discovery Toys on their U.S. site. It can only be used there. If you will email me, then I will have your addresses. They've written in so many birthday comments that I want you to take a minute to see, and talking about how amazing you are.
See that.
I want you to see, because it's the outpouring of love for you is so
Thank you so much, everyone.
amazing.
And I just want to say, sorry to interrupt you, but
No, go
thank
ahead.
you so much to all of our viewers. The one thing we ask of you is to spread our voice and to tell as many people as you can to tune into our shows and also to our social media presence, because for me, the only way that I can reach the community now is through the show or through social media.
Yeah.
And I really want to be able to do that, as well as, of course, write and publish, but it's just as much help as you can give us in getting our viewership up. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's keep us on the air to be able to do these kinds of things more in the future. It really was a remarkable thing for us to partner with so many people. And I hope that the world watched in terms of the fact that the autism community can band together, can share information, and it was lovely to just host for it. You're pointing to something.
Parker, I think I heard your name on
You
another
absolutely
day.
won. You absolutely won
Yeah.
one, Parker, the other day. So you might have stepped out when you missed it, but you absolutely won one the other day, like in the first couple of hours. So I know that for a fact. I remember reading your name. So despair not. You have one of those coming to you. But amazing. I'm loving seeing your face as you're reading the different comments.
Yeah,
But
it's so
Parker, you
nice. Thank
absolutely
you.
have won. So fear not. Love all of you. I don't quite know how to end except to say that we will be back next week. And until then, give all of your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too.
We love
I
you
need to
all.
go lay
Thank
down.
you.
I'm
Yes,
mumbling.
and I need to hug you.
All right, goodbye, you guys.
Bye,
for now.
everyone.